card readings as I have it up in here. So I haven't done any readings or lives or anything like that now for a while. But I just felt the kind of prompt to come on and do it today. Um, so the way that I work, because this is YouTube, it's different than on Facebook and Instagram. So, morning, Jessica. So the way that I do it here, because I'm working on my phone, all your names kind of come up in front of my screen. So the top of my screen might look different to the top of yours. So when I say that I read for the person at the top of the screen, if you're on your computer, it's going to look like there's a couple of names above yours, but it's just the way that I work on my phone. So I'll put you down there, Jessica, if you want a card, my love. So that's literally it. What I would say to you is just be open, because I always hold the intention that everybody will get something. So even if you don't get a direct message from me, you will get some kind of, healing energy. Someone else's message might really land with you. Um, don't be so, sometimes you can be very anxious about getting a message, and you're so fixated on getting a message directly that you're missing the messages that might be held in the whole thing, you know what I mean? So just be mindful of that. So the lovely Jessica. Okay. Jessica, so we have accept love. So this is the card of taking action, Jess. You know what I mean? It's taking action. It's putting your intentions out there, but then backing them up with inspired action. I think some people, now you're well versed in manifestation, but there are people that think, you can just sit around and it will come to you. Like, your part is to ask, and everything is asking, to be honest. Like, just going through your daily life, you're asking continuously for things on an energetic level. But there may be something where um, there's a sort of a transmutation has to happen about love for you. Something that has happened that I feel like your heart is the cauldron in this instance, and it's stirring it into something different. It's blending with something else, or alchemizing it, even though that sounds very cheesy, but it's just turning it into something different. Sun and stars. So I feel astrology is pertinent there. So possibly, if you follow astrology and the eclipse energy and things like that, then it may be something that's pertinent for you right now, and tracking the stars, or connecting with the stars, or the energy of the planets, or something in some way. Maybe that's significant for you. Maybe that's what's sort of holding you back in a way. Sometimes we can be too rigid in our belief systems, and there might be something there to take a look at. Strength and resilience. So you have the power in spades there, even though the storms are kind of raging around you at the moment, and you feel like you're being buffered around by life at the moment. There is a strength and a resiliency coming through all these challenges for you, and a sense of knowing yourself even more deeply than you have before. Also, the feeling there of someone maybe trying to pull you off course. I do get the sense there as well of maybe professional jealousy, or professional unease. Something is not sitting right there, maybe with someone, or something that you're offering feels rigid in a way. It feels like rigid is the word there. It feels like you're becoming very permeable and flowy, and this modality, or whatever it is that you've been using professionally, all I'm seeing is like a metal rod, a gold rod, but like something that you're grasping, but still at the same time, it's like you're anchored in a spot because of it. That makes sense. Um, it may be something that you have to walk away from completely, because I don't see it as being something you can uproot. It's interesting, but it may be, and it feels like something else underneath the smile. You know what I mean? Underneath your smile, there's something else. There's a waiting, or you're waiting for something to happen. It's a strange one, Jess. It's a strange energetic. They're not giving me more on it, but I feel like it feels like the ground underneath that particular thing is now becoming like muddy and soft, like quicksand. So it may go down into the mud, if you know what I mean, but it feels like it's still in your awareness. Does that make sense, Jessica? It feels like it's, even though it might sink out of view or something, it's still there, and it may be something that you might have to do a ceremony around, because I can see you like dancing around it, banging a drum, and there may be some ritual around that to just really release it. Okay. Carrie Landry. Okay. Hope that made sense. Sometimes they're kind of cryptic with me. Okay. It is what it is. So, all right, my love. Sometimes this can be a very frustrating message to receive, but it is what it is also holds a lot of power in it, because when you truly dive into it is what it is, then yeah, sacred reverence. So anything that feels like you're pushing against something, anything that feels like struggle, anything that feels like you're resisting, you're kind of missing the point. Okay, so there's something in your life at the moment that you're pushing, because I can literally see, like, is it Sisyphus that pushed the rock up the hill, and it feels like you're pushing the rock, and of course the rock slides back down. And there's a sense there that just leave the rock at the end of the hill. Stop pushing that particular rock, whatever that is for you, my love, where you just feel like you're putting so much effort in and it's getting you nowhere. You know what I mean? Anything that comes from spirit, anything that's in alignment with you, will sometimes feel challenging, but also clear. It will also feel like you know the way forward, you know how to get there, whether it's hard or not, it doesn't matter. But if you're constantly, the rock keeps rolling back down on top of you, so to speak, there has to come a time then where you make an assessment of that and kind of go, maybe this isn't the rock for me, so to speak. Balance karma. There is a reason for everything. Each life has many connections to previous lives. You came to balance karma with others. Allow grief, anger, and guilt to be transformed into a force to fortify you and assist you in fulfilling your purpose of this lifetime. So there may be something about that particular rock, whatever it is that you're pushing against, that there has to be a level of surrender. There has to be a level of, okay, I don't know what this is for, but I do know that pushing against it and trying to make it work when it doesn't want to work is something I have to let go of. And you can always ask for help. You can always say, Spirit, I'm struggling with this. I don't know how to let go of it. I've done it for so long. Can you show me a different way? And then be alert to what shows up for you. Be alert to the signs, be alert to what people say to you. Come to me, acting like a rose, receive abundance and desires. So you need to open, soften, soften like a rose and receive, not be in such, the masculine pushing, pushing, pushing. Now you need to sit back and see what Spirit has in store for you. The breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. So this is a time for you to soften into your own heart. This is a time for you to say, okay, this feels like struggle for me. I'm gonna take a step back and see what reveals itself when I soften and when I slow down. We're primed in this culture to be constantly working, grinding, hustling. It's not how we were made. Rachel, Mary, I think so, you're up the top there. But that's not how we were made. We weren't made to be pushing and no, we were meant for cycles, We were made for cycles. Like I was reading today, before our, couple of 100 years of industrial revolution or whatever, people in the winter would just sit by the fire, do, make clothes, knit, talk, eat. We're completely out of the rhythms of what's good for us, Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, my darling Carrie, that you lost your husband. I'm very sorry to hear that. Be especially gentle with yourself, my love. Be especially gentle. If you're forcing yourself maybe to get back to normal, or pushing through your grief or whatever it is that you're feeling, for God's sake, give yourself permission to fall apart. Give yourself permission to howl. Give yourself permission to go numb. Give yourself permission to just do whatever comes up for you to do. Don't force yourself to be on for other people or putting a brave face on things. Be as with it as you can possibly be. Be as tender with yourself as you can possibly be. Grief isn't linear at all, so giving yourself this time is very, very important. All right, I'm giving you such a big energetic hug, my darling. Okay, so Rachel, learn from life. Okay, so in the image here, she's getting ready to go. Okay, and again, now this may be that situation of busyness or doing, but the cat is having fun in the corner there with the butterfly, and the hand is like a gentle invitation. It's not pulling her forward. It's like, okay, it's okay. I'm here. I'll guide you. And there's something about all the books, all the study, and you can do all of that, and you can do all the study, and you can do all the research and all of that, and it's wonderful. But then there comes a time where you actually have to act. You have to do something with all of that learning. You have to do something with everything that has been revealed to you. You have to do your part. I know a lot of the law of attraction stuff, that's been put out there is like you can sit in your chair all day and it'll just turn up at your door. In my experience, you have to do your part. And sometimes that can be something really, really small. It can be something really, really small, but you take the inspired action, the action that feels like it just dropped in. You're not thinking about it. It just drops in. Go and do this. Go and, go there. And it feels very organic and light. And focus, my absolute yes list. So again, you're being called into maybe focusing on what's really important to you. Maybe you've become distracted, my love. Maybe you've been distracted by other people's issues, by other people's opinions or ideas. Maybe you've gone down a rabbit hole, and now it's time for you to say, okay, what is it that I want? of all of this stuff that I've read and all of this stuff that I've learned, what is speaking to me in this moment? What is it that I want to go forward with? And then take action on that. And mind, get quiet. Get quiet, slow down. Don't be seduced by all the busyness. You know, don't be seduced by you have to be here, you should be doing this, blah, blah, blah. Just say no to all of it. You are unique, one of a kind, unrepeatable. So what works for other people is not going to work for you. What works for you is your medicine, your inner knowing. And even the best readers and healers in the world can't do that for you. They can't give you that that answer. They might give you some guidance, or spirit may speak through them and give you some guidance, but ultimately it's still up to you. You can listen to something I say today and it might really land with you, and you might go away and put it into action, or you might just forget about it. And it's all okay, you know, it all works out. I'm just waiting for you're fading in and out, so I have to wait for you to fade in. Trixie Costa. We make things very complicated. They're not meant to be complicated. Life is meant to be simple, and we were given our intuition so that we'd always know where to go, what to do, always. And sometimes it can be very last minute. I had an experience the other night. I was out in the car, and for some reason, the way the light was shining on the ground, I thought it was water, and I was heading straight for it. And then it was like, oh, I'll avoid that. And then I realized it was a curb. And I would have been heading straight for a curb. And it was like, I immediately said thank you. Because like, even if it's very last minute, if you live in that place of trust, that everything that shows up for you is for you, it's love, it's pure love, whether you understand it or not. If you come to life with that kind of energy of everything, everyone, the driver that cuts you off, the milk that was sour, it's all for you. It's all in some form to wake you up, to nudge you awake, or to make you happy. That's all Spirit wants, to make you happy. Trixie. Okay, so we have Ace of Swords. So in order to move forward, you have to get very clear. And I think this is the message that's coming out very strongly today. Get very clear in your mind about what you want, not what you think other people want you to want, or what other people are telling you to want. Truly what you want. What is it that you want? We rarely ask ourselves that, like really get down to the gritty of what do I want? If I could curate my day to go exactly as I wanted, what would be in my day? Who would show up in my day? You know, and like we hear it so many times, life is so brief, but it fucking is. It really is. Nothing is promised anybody. You know, it really, really isn't. And in my case, in my family, you know, nearly 8 years ago now, my brother is only 28, walked out the door dressed to the nines, absolutely handsome. He was dead within a couple of hours. My mother last year was sending out messages in the group saying happy birthday to one of her grandsons. Within an hour, she was gone. It's like that. So don't put things off. And this is not meant to be morbid now, but it's like, don't put things off. Don't put away the clothes in the cupboard for the special occasion. Don't, you know, don't criticize yourself. Don't get hard on yourself for things. Just say, okay, I've learned, I move on. I may do the same thing again, but I forgive myself. Don't cling to things. Don't cling to people. Don't have expectations of people. If you were never going to see them again, someone said to you, within a month you'll be gone. Well, how would you live? Honestly, how would you live? Like this time last year, if someone had said to my mother, you have a month left. You have a month left. You know, like that's the reality of the world we live in. And it's a good one. It's good that we should be present with that. So there's a sense there of, um, possibly for you, maybe staying more in the energy of what's gone wrong. And you need to shift out of that a little, my love. And a lot of that is like a survival mechanism. If I think of the shittiest thing that can happen, I'll be prepared for it when it comes. But whether you're happy or sad, when the bad thing comes, you'll be given the grace to deal with it. You could be high as a kite and then something bad will happen and you'll be given the grace. Kind of preparing yourself by staying low key shitty is not going to change anything. And grease the wheel a bit. Be, if you are someone who takes a lot, be the one who gives. If you're the one who gives a lot, be the one who takes or receives. Start that energy going of, maybe giving something to others, Trixie. Giving your time, giving an ear. If you're someone who's giving too much time, then reach out to someone or take time back for yourself. Give time back to yourself, if that makes sense. Kitty. How are you all doing? Appreciate you all being on. I'll be doing spirit readings on Monday on Facebook if any of you are following me there. So it'll be mediumship messages. So Knight of Wands. So this came out in reverse. So Kitty, there's a sense there of either what I'm feeling is someone in your life is pulling away, or they're not giving you the passion or the commitment that was promised or that you're hoping for. There's a sense there of cold feet or ghosting or something like that. And it's up to you to look at it now and kind of say, okay, it was fun while it lasted, but do I need this? Do I need to keep on trying to draw blood out of a stone with this person? Okay, the Tower. So, and as I pulled the Tower card, my liver pinched. So the liver for me is all old emotion, stuck, stagnant emotion. So where are you bringing your past into the present with this person? Where are you kind of expecting the same thing to happen again? You have to come to each person with a completely new slate. Even if you were talking to them 5 minutes ago, to be really present, you have to continuously see someone as brand new. That way then you're constantly relating to them in the present moment and not just drawing that version of themselves forward all the time. So there may be something that you need to let go of from your past, something that is hindering you in the present. Justice will be done. So if someone has been disrespectful to you or unkind to you, karma will balance things. What you give out, you get back. 8 of Wands. Things will start to move for you. Things will start to change for you when you let go of whatever this expectation is, that a person should be a certain way, or that you allow yourself to get really like crushed and sad when someone doesn't match your expectations. Okay. Katka. I hope that made sense, Kitty. That's it, Rena, absolutely. Okay. Katka, the Sun. So the Sun is all about receiving, having an open heart, an open spirit to positive things happening. It's about making plans with a positive, open heart. Even if things have been bad for you for a while, still expect good things to happen. Have an open heart, because everything has to come to balance, the wheel has to turn again in your favor. And 10 of Wands, this is about letting the burdens go. It's not your job to carry other people's problems. It's not your job, even though you may have been made feel that way growing up. You may have been told, oh, you're such a good girl. I can really talk to you. You seem more mature than your years. You're a great listener. That's all wonderful and it's all well and good, but there definitely comes a time in your adult life when you kind of go, okay, do you know what? Yeah, that's lovely, but I need to take care of myself as well. I need to take care of my own energy. I need to have a boundary around this. Yeah, you might have great information and advice and all of that, but it takes energy to do that. It takes energy to connect in that way to other people, even if it's just a friend. You're quieting yourself, you're tuning in, even if it's very natural to you. It's still an energetic exchange, and you need to take care of yourself. So celebrate with people that make you feel uplifted, happy, that are generous to you. Okay, because you may be very generous to other people, always available, always there if they need you, always the shoulder to cry on. And sometimes when you do that, my love, your heart can just become over full of your own unshed tears, of your own, you know, unwept sobs. You know what I mean? And there comes a point where you have to kind of test the people around you to see, are they true for you too? Are they there for you too? You know, and as people pleasing healers, whatever, it can be very hard for us to let ourselves open to that, to say, I'm struggling, I need help. You know, can you listen to me for a while? Can you just let me cry? But it absolutely has to be done, because the loneliness is too much. If you're carrying everybody else, that lonely, empty feeling inside of no one's fucking there for me. Nobody is there for me. You have to take the step and trust, you know, and let go of any vulnerability you have around it. Because by being truly open like that, you allow your friends to give back to you as well. Okay? This life is short, precious, and we are also hard on ourselves. No need. We must live more lightly and joyfully. Absolutely, Becky, I'll write you down there. It can be, you know, sometimes when these difficult things happen, you know, somebody dies, that is often the biggest lesson that you get from it. You see how precious life is. You see how pointless the stuff is that we upset ourselves over. I've seen that so many times as a medium, where spirit are like, oh my God, the minute you slip out of the body, you see actually how much power you had. You see how much light you had. You see how meaningless meaningless the stuff is that you were upset about. You see how much people actually love you, you know? And I've seen that so many times in the spirit world, that I really try to be conscious of it in my day-to-day life. Open, you see, this is such a strong message today. Say yes, expand through the extremes, and trust life. I really, really feel this is the message today. To trust life, to trust the universe, to trust the divine, whatever name you have for it. When you go into the spirit world, when you slip out of the body, which is basically a blink of an eye, and you're enveloped in that love, it's the most transcendent thing. It's the most nourishing, deeply familiar, loving, everything is welcome kind of energy. So if we could kind of go through our lives knowing that we are deeply, deeply loved, provided for, cherished, just like a mother who loves her baby will coo over her baby, and baby points at something, the mother gets it for the baby. That's the way spirit is. It's when you come in with your mind and you say, that can't happen, look, it hasn't happened for someone else, you put the mind in the way. And because you have free will, your spirit will say, okay, if you want to play that way for a while, that's fine. But just know that I'm there to make it happen for you. the sacred waters, nourishment. It's funny how I use the word nourishment with love. Nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, self-care. So you need to withdraw. You need to say yes to life. You need to be the one who stops doing all the giving, all the running, all the pushing, and just put it all down. Put it all down and actually say, how much of this is actually beneficial to me? How much of this serves me? How much of this am I doing because I want to distract myself, from my life? You know, sooner or later you have to look at those things. Sooner or later you have to look at what you're running away from. And you'll get gentle prompts, and then you'll get louder prompts where spirit will say, she's not listening. Something louder, please. Or your body will say, she's not listening. How can I get her attention? And then you'll bump into something, or you'll drop something, or, you know, and the body will be very loud. Aoife Brady. So sleepy today, as you can probably tell. Okay, Page of Wands. So Aoife, this is about, for me, the Page of Wands is getting excited about something. It could be something you want to do, something that feels thrilling, something that feels a little bit out of your comfort zone. And putting out the intention that it's what you want to do, and then waiting to see what comes. So like you might get an impulse to do something and you go, oh, I'd love to do that. And then because you pulse it out there in such a strong way, you'll have people talk to you about it, come to you about it, suggest it to you. It will show up in your feed. And then it's about saying yes to it. You know, not merely thinking about it, you know, and fantasizing about it, but actually doing it. Four of Cups. So the energy of the Four of Cups is stubbornly clinging to the past. So it's like, it didn't work then, it's not going to work now. Boom. You know, dummy out of the pram kind of energy. But there's always a shiny cup waiting out of something. I always say, you know, you're just being redirected. So if something hasn't worked the way you want it to, trust that there was a reason for that. Trust that there's timing in it. And justice has come up twice. Justice for me is about a balancing of energy, a balancing of karma. So something that may feel like it's gone wrong for you, something that may feel like, you know, you're dealing with someone or some situation that feels like, how can this be happening? You know what I mean? It's so unjust. Know that the scales are going to tip in your favor, you know. And what I would do, if I would continuously focus on what lights me up, what makes me feel energized and happy, and take my attention off what doesn't, and then see how things change for you. Eva, so it's CJ's something. Her name's Eva. So Aoife and then Eva. Okay. Ace of Wands. So again, this is the energy of going for it. You know, something is making you feel excited and busy and sparkly. And the thing is then to take the inspired action, to do the thing, you know, even though it feels scary, just jump in and do it. And the feeling of, yeah, it feels kind of unnerving and thrilling, but the way's clear for it, you know, so just get on with it. Five of Cups. So in order to move on, especially if it's to do with romance or love, you have to be done with the past. So you can't keep, as they say, crying over spilled milk. You can't keep looking back, Eva, and kind of saying, they did me wrong. You know what I mean? You have to be done with it. You have to make a very conscious decision that, okay, I'm not wasting one more breath of my life on this person or these people. I learned the lesson. Thank you for the blessings. I'm going to move on now. And then move forward in a way that feels open and exciting to you. Eight of Swords, this is all about mental torment. So you have to stop with the mental stories. You have to stop with, like I said, they did me wrong. You have to start with, oh, that's always the way things go for me, and just completely let go of it and bring some balance. Bring some balance back into your life. So anywhere that you're overdoing it or underdoing it, bring some balance. I need to leave my husband, but I'm so scared. There's no need to be scared, my love, right? It's the thing about it is that if you're getting the feeling and you're getting the prompt, then that's coming from your deeper awareness, the part of you that has everything in check. You know what I mean? The part of you that knows the plan, the part of you that knows everything is going to be okay, the part of you that knows you have all the strength, energy, and life that you need to do the thing that seems very hard. But in our minds, we make it huge. And because the mind wants to keep you safe, it will come up with all of these worst case scenarios for you because it wants to keep you in the familiar. So you have to say to your mind, no, no, there's no need to be afraid. I'm very well provided for by spirit. I will always know what to do. I will always know the next step. I always know the next step. It's always revealed to me. And follow that. So just take one step. One step. You've done it now today by saying it on the thing here. But ask spirit, say, this is something I want to do. So help me to do it even though I'm scared. Show me the way even though I'm scared. And you will be shown the way. Okay? Kira Nugent. I think this one was for you there as well, CJ. Inspiration and courage. Don't be afraid. You have everything you need as you need it, my love. Okay, Kira. And maybe inspiration and courage is for you as well, Kira. Fire magic. The energy of fire magic is, I suppose, we're in Scorpio season with death and rebirth. But look at her focus and control. She's completely focused on the fire that's in front of her. So if you have a project, Kira, something you're passionate about, something that you want to put out into the world, you need to give it complete focus. And even though you might have lots of other ideas about things you want to do, this has to take priority. This main thing that feels, this is it, this is what I want to put out there. You have to give it the time, the energy, the passion, and the focus, even though other things are pulling for your attention. And that's how you manifest it. That's how you create and give love. So share your talents, share your gifts with other people. I feel that like as a collaboration, Kira, that you may work with somebody, you may share ideas with somebody, and they share back. So it's a very reciprocal, beneficial thing. Speak your mind. Again, now we have the two people together. So is there something around relationship maybe that you need to work on there, Kira? There might be something that needs to be said. Maybe it's a work relationship that needs, new rules or boundaries put in place, or somebody that is maybe somebody that thinks they're being helpful to you, trying to keep you in your comfort zone, and it's not actually helpful at all. So it might be something to look at. Sammy K. So I'll do a couple more and then I'll have to go. Okay, Sammy. So we have honesty, truth, transparency, sincerity, and communication. So there's something there you need to say. There's something you need to connect. There's something you need to express. Something that hasn't been said. Something that you feel scared of saying. You need to put that out into the world. And if it's someone close to you that you feel hesitant to say it, know that you wouldn't be getting the prompt unless it was a good thing to do. I shuffled all of those and that came out again. So that's a particularly strong message for you. Where are you not speaking your truth, my love? Where are you? You're welcome, Kira. Where are you holding back? Because you think you're going to upset someone, because you think someone is going to withdraw from you, because you think that that's not what nice people do, but it's harming you in some way. You need to speak. Ageless beauty with grace, dignity, and strength, I grow into the unique texture of my feminine soul with grace, dignity, and strength. So there's something there where there's something wants to be expressed through you. There's a way of being that you're holding back on. Could be how you do your hair, your makeup, your clothes, your name. Something needs to shift. Something feels like it needs freshness, newness, in order to reflect who you truly feel you are. And being honest with you, my love, the only person that matters in that scenario is yourself, because everyone's going to have an opinion. You're not going to get everybody on board. So to do it and then have the balls, the confidence to kind of go, yeah, this is me now. This is something I'm playing around with. This is something I'm enjoying, and not explaining. That to me is the sign of somebody who's very grounded. They don't need to explain. Something changes, they shift something up, they give the minimum explanation, and that's it. Uniquely myself. I trust that who I am is perfect for my unique journey and soul path. And this is the thing. A lot of the time we play act, we stay in roles that were given to us, by other people, or roles that kept us safe when we were young. And something in us could be saying, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be this person anymore. If it doesn't feel aligned for me anymore, it feels like I'm acting. And that's an extremely strong message to listen to. If you feel like you're acting in your life, you feel like you're acting a part, just fucking do the thing. Hair grows back. You can wipe off makeup, changing your clothes, you know what I mean? These kind of things. Changing how you speak, how you project yourself, saying no to people that you said yes to. Changing how you work on social media, changing how you show up for people. You truly, truly get one life. That's it, as this person. So this is the only time Marlene is going to be here in this world. This version of me that is projected as Marlene. So I'm going to make sure Marlene has the best time that she can. And I'm going to love Marlene with as much love as I can muster. And the same for you. Love this version of yourself as much as you can, Sammy. Okay? I hope that made sense. Marlene Sita. I think, being honest, when we're young, when we're in school and things, we need to be taught quantum stuff. We need to be taught about energy, who we are, who we really are, how to create, how thoughts work, how feelings work, that we're infinite. Those are the things that I think are important and should be taught to us from a very young age. So then all this fear and hiding stops. Temple of the Rose, ancient power, expression, activation, scarlet codes. So again, now we have this energy, Marlene, of stepping into your power, What wants to be expressed through you? What do you want to change? What aren't you happy with anymore? What doesn't feel like you anymore? What doesn't feel exactly right? And sometimes we have to poke around to find that thread, the thread of like, where am I in this? Have I lost the run of myself? Am I playing a part, waiting for the weekend? Okay. Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. So again, the strong, strong message we've had today to surrender. My will to thy will. If you really trusted, even for a day, that you are completely held, you are loved, you are adored, your path is golden, you can't do it wrong. You literally can't do it wrong. And then just breathe. Breathe, and then stop trying to deny your feelings and emotions. If you feel tired, be with the tiredness. It's so very simple, but so very hard to just be with what's here. I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. There may be something where you have to bring an element of compassion or forgiveness to yourself or to someone else. There may be something there that is still pulling at you, Marlene, something that feels ancient almost, but you can feel the threads of it. You can feel the threads of it in your life. You can grab those threads, pull them, and let them be transmuted into something else. You can decide how your life goes forward. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So whatever it is in your life, my darling, that has caused you pain, the relationships that have hurt you, the people that have let you down, the people that should have loved you and they didn't know how. There comes a point where you have to understand that your life is your responsibility now, totally and completely. So if you're still reliving these stories in your head, you're still blaming them, you're still indulging them, then you're keeping that active, you're keeping the past active in your present. So then you can only get more past. Do you see how that works? So when you hold the intention of, I'm willing to forgive this, I'm willing to let it go, it might take a few tries, but at the very least, have compassion and love for yourself, because all of us are only really going by the seat of our pants. All of us are really constantly learning, evolving, growing every day, and there's always something moving through. Karen Olson, having compassion and love for the older versions of ourselves, for our parents, for teachers, for our siblings, for lovers. We're all only doing the best we can. Okay, water magic. So we had fire magic, now we have water magic. So water magic, water is about flow. Now you can see she's not paying attention to the water in this image, she's paying attention to the book. So sometimes you have to throw the book away and go into the flow. And I hate it when people would tell me things like that, because I'd want like plans, I'd want steps to take, and then years ago, Spirit continually brought me into this energy of, you don't know. I don't know. I don't know when I sit down here what's going to come out. I don't know when I get up what I'm going to do next. I have a rough idea, but I'm more now in that energy of, what's next? What's going to come up next? Is this feeling going to move through? Am I going to have more energy? And I'm very like in the flow. And Spirit always, 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 always take care of me. Always. in ways that, I'm continuously grateful for, because I'll do something and it'll be like, oh my God, that could have been so bad. But Spirit will nudge me out of the way or bring me to awareness, and I realize what I'm doing, and I adapt and I change and I flow. And it's not always easy. It's not always easy. I was awake most of the night just purging things, just letting it just moves through my body and out. And for a long time, I hated it. I begged them, please take this away. I don't want it. I didn't want the light language. I didn't want the purging that comes with it. I begged them, please take it away. Prosperity and abundance. So this is the energy of rest, but it's active rest. Like if you look at her face, she's relaxed. She's enjoying her glass of wine and her slice of cake, but she's alert. There's nothing sort of passive about her. She's aware, she's thinking, she's communing with everything around her. She's communing with her glass of wine, with her cats. She's in the present. And when you're in the present moment fully and completely, the air even feels different. The light feels like it's communicating with you. This might sound very strange, but like I was looking at my window last week, just looking at the sky, and I burst into tears. It was just utter perfection. And I could feel the light connecting with me. It's so available to us. Everything is so available to us. But we stay in our minds so much. We stay so busy that we miss it. And that's why, like, I used to find it so frustrating, the power of now, be in the moment. And I'd be like, what are they on about? But you have to slow down. You have to quieten the mind and kind of say, okay, let me be available for whatever's here. The sounds, the sights, the tastes, the textures, the feeling of the light, the feeling of the air in your skin, the air moving in and out of your body, you know. Okay, I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed being here with me, and I send you all so much love at whatever point of the day you're in.